How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. How a narcissistic boss behaves at workplace. A narcissistic boss can significantly impact the workplace environment, creating challenges for employees and the organization as a whole. Understanding how a narcissistic boss behaves is very important for recognizing their patterns and addressing any negative outcomes. So in this video, I'm going to give you typical behaviors exhibited by a narcissistic boss in the workplace. Number one, constant need for admiration. A narcissistic boss thrives on constant praise and validation. They seek recognition for their achievements, often exaggerating their contributions, and expect others to shower them with admiration. This need for validation can lead them to demand praise even when they haven't done anything to earn it, creating an environment of forced flattery and insincerity. Number two is lack of empathy. Narcissistic bosses struggle with empathy and often fail to understand or care about the feelings and needs of their employees. They view people primarily as tools to serve their own agenda. Employees' personal struggles or emotional needs are dismissed as irrelevant or burdensome to them, making it difficult for staff to feel supported or valued. Narcissistic bosses often have a deep-seated need for control, which can manifest as micromanaging their employees. They do not trust others to do their jobs well and frequently intervene in even minor tasks, leading to frustration and a lack of autonomy for the team. They also expect others to do things their way, showing little interest in alternative approaches. When things go wrong, a narcissistic boss rarely takes responsibility for their mistakes. Instead, they will blame subordinates, external factors, or even team dynamics. They are quick to point fingers and avoid accountability, which creates a toxic atmosphere where employees are reluctant to take risks or make decisions. Narcissistic bosses tend to dominate conversations with discussions about their own achievements, opinions, and problems. They rarely show genuine interest in their employees' perspectives, instead steering discussions back to themselves. This can leave employees feeling undervalued and unheard as they struggle to get their voices in. Narcissistic bosses often exploit employees for their own gain, using them to advance their agenda. They may overburden staff with unreasonable demands or ask employees to take on additional responsibilities without offering proper recognition or compensation. Their focus is primarily on achieving their personal goals rather than fostering a supportive and collaborative environment. To maintain control, narcissistic bosses often use manipulation, including flattery, to get what they want. They may shower certain employees with praise and preferential treatment, encouraging loyalty and compliance. However, this flattery is often self-serving, designed to secure their own position or advance their personal interests. Narcissistic bosses typically have a select group of employees whom they favor, often because they see them as an extension of themselves or as particularly useful to their goals. These employees are given preferential treatment, such as promotions, raises, or opportunities that others are not afforded. This can create tension and resentment among the team. Narcissistic bosses often feel a sense of envy towards others who achieve success, particularly if they believe someone is outshining them. This jealousy can manifest in passive-aggressive behavior or attempts to undermine others' accomplishments. They may take credit for successes that were not their own and work to diminish the achievements of others. The behavior of a narcissistic boss often leads to a toxic work culture. Their inability to build trust or communicate effectively can foster an atmosphere of fear, competition, and insecurity. Employees may feel isolated or unsupported, which can contribute to high turnover rates and low morale. A narcissistic boss may frequently position themselves as a victim of circumstances, portraying themselves as misunderstood or unfairly treated. They use this narrative to garner sympathy from employees, distract from their own shortcomings, and manipulate others into supporting them. This tactic often shifts blame away from their own failings. Narcissistic bosses often have inconsistent and unrealistic expectations. They may demand perfection one day and show little concern for quality the next. Employees are left unsure of what to expect, which leads to confusion and stress. The unpredictability of their behavior creates an atmosphere of tension and anxiety. When providing feedback, a narcissistic boss is more likely to focus on flaws or shortcomings in an unproductive way. Instead of offering constructive criticism, they often criticize employees harshly without providing solutions or guidance for improvement. This discourages growth and can damage employees' confidence. A narcissistic boss has little regard for personal boundaries, expecting employees to be available at all times, even during off hours or weekends. Their sense of entitlement extends beyond work hours, and they may pressure employees to prioritize work over personal lives. This lack of respect for boundaries can lead to burnout and resentment. Narcissistic bosses often view their employees as competitors rather than collaborators. They may create a culture of rivalry, encouraging employees to outdo one another in order to gain favor or recognition. This can foster unhealthy competition and decrease cooperation among team members. When things go well, narcissistic bosses are quick to take credit, making sure their name is associated with the success. However, when things go wrong, they often distance themselves from the situation, claiming they had no involvement or blaming others. This pattern of taking credit for successes and avoiding responsibility for failures damages team morale. Narcissistic bosses often have an inflated sense of their own abilities and achievements. They may overestimate their knowledge or skills, leading them to make decisions that are poorly informed. This overconfidence can lead to mistakes and poor outcomes, which they may then blame on others. A narcissistic boss feels entitled to special treatment and access to resources that others are not granted. They may use company funds or resources for personal gain, expecting others to pick up the slack. Their sense of entitlement extends to all aspects of the workplace, creating an environment of inequality and unfairness. A narcissistic boss often undermines teamwork, preferring to take all the glory for themselves rather than share it with the team. They may refuse to acknowledge the contributions of others, and as a result, employees may feel disillusioned or demotivated. The boss's desire for individual success overrides the need for collaboration. Narcissistic bosses rarely accept constructive criticism, as it threatens their inflated self-image. They may react defensively, dismissing feedback or attacking the person offering it. This defensiveness stifles open communication and growth, preventing the team from addressing issues in a productive manner. In conclusion, a narcissistic boss creates a toxic environment that undermines trust, cooperation, and employee well-being. Recognizing the signs of narcissistic behavior in leadership is essential for both individuals and organizations to address the negative impact it can have on workplace culture and performance. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.